So today we will learn how to deal with Excel file in Selenium. Means how to read and write in a Excel file using Selenium code. Okay, Selenium, or you can say Java code combiningly. So for that, my first step will be I'll be configuring the Apache POE jars. Okay, so
Sir, what is your imported in that file?
Apache POE jars. Apache POE jars are the jars which will uh, like help us to handle this Excel commands.
Sir, can we get it through internet?
Yes, you need to download it from the internet.
So if you write Apache POI jar in internet, then it will come for latest version.
Yes, yes. Just write here Apache POI. You'll find the jars. Okay. See, you just download the this one .zip and can extract it out. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can also go to Maven repository. Okay, so here you can go to any version you want. You can directly download the jars from here, or if it's a Maven project, then you can use these dependencies. Okay, so let's start first with how to read data. Okay, how to read data from, you can say, Excel. So in this command, what I will be doing is I will be reading a data which is already present in my Excel. Means from a cell I will read a data, like this is one cell, this is one cell, this is one cell, and this is my total. Excel is a workbook in which I can have multiple sheets, like this one is sheet 1, then I can have another sheet 2, sheet 3, multiple sheet I can have in a Excel. Let's say for now I am interested in reading out the data or writing out data in this particular Excel, uh, which has sheet as sheet 1. So for first syntax for reading data will be, let's say I am creating an command get Excel data. So it will be returning me a string value, and I will be giving the file path, the sheet name, which particular sheet I want to read from that workbook, the row number and the column number. Let's say for example, in this particular cell, it consists of row number 0 and column number 0, 1, 2, 2. So always the counting start from 0. So it's for this cell it is 0 row and 2 column. Similarly, you go to any cell, so it will correspond, this one will correspond to 1th row and it will correspond to the third second column. Okay, So here I pass the file path in which the means I will passing the path of the file which I want to read. Here I'll be passing the sheet name from which sheet I want to read, or then I'll be passing the row number and the column number of the cell from which I want to read. So first thing I'll be creating is a file input stream object, and I'll be passing the file path. Then after that I'll be creating a workbook class object with this syntax workbook factory.create, and I'll be loading the file input stream object I have created. Then again I'll be creating a sheet object which will be using this workbook factory instance, and you calling a method getSheet and giving the sheet name from which I want to read the data. Then I'll be creating a row instance. Similarly, I'll be using the command getRow with the sheet instance I've created and giving the row number from where I want to read. Similarly, string data, then I'll be having row dot get cell column number, means the column number of the cell which I have passed here, dot get string value. So it will return me a string value. Let's say for example, if I want to read this data, I can use that function. I cannot use this function to read this data because it's numeric value. For numeric value, I have to write a different set of code. But for string value, I can write this code. Get string cell value. Then this is not required. This is then return data. So the when this function is called, it will return me the data which is stored in that particular cell. Similarly, count of data. So what count of data does? Count of data, I have created a method count of data which will return me the number of rows which have data present in it. Let's say for example here it should return me 2, but as the counting start from 0, so it will return me 1. So here also I created an instance of file input stream and pass the file path of the file. Then I have created a workbook instance and just use the method dot create and loaded the file input stream instance which I have created. Then again same sheet, I passing the sheet number from which sheet I want to know the number of rows which has have the values. Then int row is equal to sheet dot get last row number. This is a inbuilt method which I'm using. So now this row count will return me 1 because the counting start from 0 to 1, but in real time it will be 2. So what you can do is while returning you can just add +1, so it will return you the exact count. Okay. Now I'll be creating an function which will help me out to write and data in the particular cell of the Excel sheet. So for that, this part of code which I have followed will be same as the above function which I have used to read data. Okay, so after that what will happen is here I'll be creating a cell instance dot create cell. There what I have used dot get cell because there I was retrieving value, but here I'll be using dot create cell. Then I'll be giving the column number where I want to write the data. Then I have to set the type of the cell, like in this particular cell if I want to write, I have to set this type of the cell, like say I am going to store string value in that cell or I am going to store numeric value in that cell. That particular I have to set so that I can store value. As I have set the cell type as string, I can only store string value in that particular cell. Then I'll be creating a file output stream object, and what I can do is I can use the function set cell value to set the value to the temporary workbook which I have created, then what I can do is wb write dot write FOS. So what it will do, it will write the value which is stored in the temporary workbook factory in the file output stream path which I have given. So directly it will write the value in this particular cell which I want to write. Then wb.close is just used to free the memory of the workbook instance I have created. Similarly, I have get Excel data num. Here what it will do, it will read the numeric data. Earlier my function was used to read the string value. Now this will read the numeric value from the Excel. Okay, only difference what here we observe is, here you will be see there I have used the function get string cell value. Here I am using get numeric cell value. Rest other commands are same. And there I was storing it in a string, but here I'll store it in a double because the return type of get numeric cell value is double. Always remember it's double, not integer. It's always return a double value. So once I'll return data, so this particular function will return me a double value. Means you can say if I want to read this particular cell, then I'll be using this function and it will return me 3.0 because it will return all the value as double. Similarly, this one I'll be using this command to write numeric value into a particular cell. Like say for example, this cell I want to write a numeric value, then I'll be using this command. It is same as the above. Read Excel data, sorry, write Excel data where I was writing string value. Only difference here is that I have there I have set the cell type string. Here I am setting cell type numeric, and I am storing numeric value in it. Only difference is that rest all code are same. Rest all lines of code are same. So this you can say are the lines of code which you will be following every time, and same lines of code you will be following every time you want to write string data or read a string data or write a numeric data or read a numeric data from Excel. So you just need to know which function we have to use and what are the lines of code I have to write, because there is no logic you will be changing or no intelligence you will be using to alter, because this particular line of code will always be used to read a data. That particular line of will always be used to write count the number of data. So this particular lines of code you need to, like, you can say, remember. Now let's start with our code. To access the function, I have to create an instance. The first thing what I can do is get Excel data. The first, what is the first argument? The file path. As I have stored it in my program only, so I am directly giving the name. If I would have stored it in the local, I have to give the whole path. Okay. Then what is my second argument? That is the seat name. So which seat I am accessing? Seat 1. Now int row number and column number. So what is the row number and column number I want to access? Let's say for example this one I want to access. So row number will be 0, column number will be 0, 1, 2. So 0, 2. 0, comma 2. Okay. So this is the my first command which will be using. So it will return me what? String value. So I can store it in a string instance. Then what I can do is print the particular instance to know that the exact value is derived or not. So it will return me what? It will return me data. Now, what is my second function? My second
Count.
function is count of data. So it will return me a string. I have to here give only two arguments, that is file path and the set name. Finished. Then my third argument is write a data into the Excel. So for that what I'll be using e dot write Excel data. So all the argument will be used, and I will pass the data which I'll be using. Let's say for example Tom, and I want to write in this particular cell. So what I'll be giving, for say for example in this particular cell, so what I'll be using 0, 1 row, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 6. Now this is done. Now what I'll be using is e dot write Excel data num. Everything will be same. Only the data will be different. It will be numeric data. And I can store here 1, 5, 7. So I can store numeric data, that is, let's say for example 6.3. Okay, so this is one method, and my last method is one is get Excel that I have used, write Excel data, and one is get Excel data num that I have to use. Okay, so now I have to choose a cell which has a numeric data. Let's say for example 0, 1, 2, 3. So this particular cell has a numeric data. So I can give it 0, 3, and it will return me 3. Okay. So I have used all the function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, total 5 functions. So always remember, if you are dealing with the Excel, then always close it, else the function will not work properly. So I'm closing it out as of now, because I'll be accessing it through the code. So once it is open, then error will be thrown, because two functions, like Windows is accessing it by opening it, and code is also trying to access. So two function will be trying to access. So it will create what? Conflict. Okay, so what I expect here is in get Excel data, for this it will be printing out data, and for here it will be printing out 2, and for here it will be writing Tom in the cell, and here 6.3 it will be written, and here it will be printing me 3. Okay, let's run this piece of code, what executes out. Okay, hello. So okay, so actually thing is that I hadn't added static here, that's why it was not coming run as Java application. I had given only public void main, so it will be public static void main. Okay, now let's execute. Please mute. See, here data came, which I was expecting. Then 2 came because 2 rows were full. Then came 3.0 as there was 3. And now we'll see that Tom and 6.3 also be written in the data set. See, Tom is written, 6 is written. Why 6 is written? Because I have typecasted the value, the data which I'm passing, I've typecasted to integer. So it is just taking the integer part and it is removing the decimal part and storing it inside it. Okay. So if you want to store the whole decimal part, then just don't typecast it. Directly write here the data. Instead of type here write here data. Don't use these two line of code. So it will not typecast and it will not store integer value. It will directly store the decimal value. Okay, so this is pretty much about, you can say, is how to deal with Excel, how to read Excel and how to write Excel.